This gets better and better. Now we have the actors attacking, blasting, criticizing, going after Disney about the Acolyte. I mean, just when I thought it was over, it was done. You know, people are raising money to bring season 2 back. People are still campaigning, to get their season 2. Now we got the actors coming out and talking smack about Disney, the people who gave them a job. But before we get into that, could you do me a huge favor and please hit the subscribe button? It's a free thing that you could do that helps out the channel. We'd love for you to be here as we bring you all this news. Now let's get into it. First, congratulations. You did it. You raised your $2,200 so that you could put a billboard in Times Square that says renew the Acolyte. I want to know where this billboard is. I believe they think they're going to get like on some big screen in Times Square. There's no way that that's $2,000. This has got to be a sign like on a trash can or something in Times Square, right? Like, let me know, chat. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, I say chat, but people in the comments section. What do you think $2,000 will get you in Times Square? I can't wait to see it. I want to know, but hey, congrats to you. But this is why you're here. Actor Jodie Turner-Smith blast Disney for not defending the Acolyte cast. They've got to stop doing this thing where they don't say anything when people are getting effing dogpiled on the internet with racism and BS. I like how they say and BS because, some of the people that aren't white that are criticizing the show, they put them in the BS category. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, they can't really be racism, but they're still stirring the BS pot. It's just not fair to not say anything. It's really unfair. Oh, my goodness. Well, what did you want Disney to do? I mean, you are talking about the same company that when The Force Awakens came out, they took Finn and shrunk him down to a little dot on the poster over there in China because, marketing. What did you want them to do? Come out and say, hey, stop being mean about the Acolyte. Listen. No wonder they don't want a season 2. These activist actors, if you don't give them what they want, they'll come after you. They'll come after your company. They'll talk trash. Nobody watched the show. It cost way too much. And now your only defense for a terrible show is racism. I mean, come on. You got to do better than that. Oh, but it gets better. It would be nice if the people that have all the money were showing their support and putting their feet down. Say, this is unacceptable. You're not a fan if you do this. That's what you want Disney to say? You're not a fan if you criticize the show. You're not a fan if you don't like this. Make a really big statement and just see if any money leaves. The money's already left Star Wars, I'm sorry to say. And the Acolyte ain't bring anything in. I bet it won't because people of color, and especially black people, make up a very large percentage of buying power. Well, if that's true, if you remember the Kenobi series, when Star Wars, Lucasfilm, whoever made that tweet, they're like, hey, don't be racist. And Ewan McGregor made that video. Then they launched the Reva lightsaber and the money left. Nobody bought that thing. That was a huge failure for Star Wars. She goes on to say they might find that it's actually more lucrative for them, but everyone's using woke like it's a dirty word. We're going to get there at some point to that place where people stop having a stick up their butt about people of color being part of IPs that were created by white people. You know why? Because we're never going to effing stop participating. Hey, come in a little closer. Let me tell you something. This had nothing to do with people, women, race, gender, whatever. Had nothing to do with that. If this show had nothing but 40-year-old white men in it doing the same thing, we would criticize it just as hard, maybe even more harshly, because then that would look silly. in a galaxy far, far away. The fact that you're pointing at racism is wild to me. Playing victim. Now, this I wanted to bring up because Culture Cave, they hid a lot of these replies. I mean, look at some of these replies. This show is terrible. There's nothing racist about having valid criticism. Maybe make a good show next time. House of the Dragon is also diverse. And how weird the racists never attacked that one. Who's dogpiling? Yeah, I mean, look at all this stuff. Don't make yourself a target. You won't be a target. But they hid like a lot, like hundreds of replies that literally say the same thing. They're like, it's not racist. It didn't matter who was in the show. The show just stinks. Playing this type of victim is embarrassing for you. Some of the other comments from Lorena: Disney uses minorities as shields for their lousy projects. If they didn't protect Moses Ingram, why would they protect her? Oh, man. Oh. Nina says, haven't they been attacking fans over this stuff forever now? What planet is she living on? Epic Mike, Acolyte Cast. Spit in the fans' face and accuse them of being ist and phobes. Fans. Casual fans don't watch, and hardcore Star Wars fans criticize the show's poor quality, and show gets canceled. Acolyte Cast. Shocking. My man D.A. He's not a white guy. Just throwing that out there. The cast shouldn't have made a diss track aimed at the fans. Disney needs to tell the cast to stay off social media and get some acting lessons because she, it, they, etc. can't effing act. I think the funniest part in all of this is that Lucasfilm hasn't said a word. Not a peep. Not a, hey, we see you. We see you out there raising money for the show and doing all this stuff. We see you. You know, not even going to these people raising money for banners and everything, saying, hey, don't save your money for something else. Why don't you give away Disney Plus subscriptions? Because we could sure use that. They haven't said anything. Now you got actors speaking out. Social media is still using that hashtag. People are raising money, you know, to get their attention, and not a peep from Lucasfilm. Nothing. I bet they're sitting back going, oh my gosh, this was a huge mistake. I want it to go away. We all want it to go away, but this is not going away. And we're going to keep talking about it because to me, this is hilarious. This is hilarious. I've never seen a show cause so much stir, especially a show that nobody watched, especially a show that nobody liked except for a handful of people that are on Twitter. Crazy, man. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. This is Jay, and we'll catch you next time.